What's up, guys? This is the Gospel According to Mark with a C. He is I, and I am he. Just taking some time to tell you exactly what's on my mind. Thank you for joining me once again, my friends. I hope all is well with you. Now, guys, TMZ recently ran up on Jonathan Majors to ask him what he felt about Robert Downey Jr. becoming the MCU's next big bad. Because, of course, you guys might remember that Jonathan Majors was supposed to be the MCU's big bad. They had Avengers, the Kang Dynasty all set up, and it was supposed to be him. He was supposed to be the guy, the man. But then he got in trouble with his now ex-girlfriend, Grace Jabari, and he was found guilty of 2 misdemeanor charges. Misdemeanor, by the way, not manslaughter, not attempted murder. And Disney, Marvel Studios, the MCU, they kicked him to the curb. Now, some people would say that was unfair, but then you turn around and you see them picking up Robert Downey Jr. Now, what TMZ wanted to know specifically from Jonathan Majors is, did he see a little hint of a double standard, perhaps, that Robert Downey Jr. is now the MCU's $80 million man, because he is coming back, by the way, in the role of Dr. Doom, not Iron Man. Or is he? Who knows? With all of this multiverse business, it's hard to keep track of all of this. But what they want to know from Jonathan Majors is, do you feel, Jonathan Majors, that maybe there's a double standard going on here? Do you think there's something wrong with this, Jonathan Majors? So let's get into what Jonathan Majors had to say, and I'm going to read a little bit of this from MSN.com. And the headline goes, Jonathan Majors is heartbroken. He's heartbroken over Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom replacing Kang in the next Avengers films. That's kind of misleading. He's not saying that he's heartbroken over Robert Downey Jr. getting a job. He's heartbroken over the fact that he doesn't have a job anymore, and why he doesn't have a job anymore is what the question is here. So he says, according to the headline, okay, he's heartbroken over Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom replacing Kang in the next Avengers films, although he says he's still returned to the MCU if that's what Marvel wants. Now let's get into what it says here, guys, and I'll give you my commentary. Jonathan Majors told TMZ that he's heartbroken over the news that Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom will be the new villain of the next 2 Avengers movies, effectively replacing Majors as Kang the Conqueror. Now, you might remember that Marvel was dropped by, Majors was dropped by Marvel in December. On the same day, he was found guilty of 2 misdemeanor counts of harassment and assault. His villain, Kang, was set up as the new Thanos of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and was set to feature prominently in Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, which has now been scrapped and replaced by the Downey starring Avengers Doomsday. Okay, business never personal. Now, when TMZ asked him if he was hurt by the new direction Marvel was taking, Jonathan Majors slowly turned around and said, "Unbreak my heart. Say I'll play Kang again." No, he said, yeah, I'm heartbroken, of course. I love Kang. Dr. Doom is wicked, though. Now, TMZ then noted that Downey was being given a chance to lead more Marvel movies despite his own history of legal troubles. Some might remember, Downey was arrested in 1996 for possession of heroin, cocaine, and a loaded gun, and given 3 years of probation. Yes, back in the day, Robert Downey Jr. was gangster. He was the slimiest, the filthiest, the shadiest young actor that was out there. However, he was also the most versatile, most talented, most powerful, and promising young actor as well. It wasn't hard to tell back then, guys. Some of you weren't born back then. I was there. I know. There was no denying the rising star that was Robert Downey Jr. I believe also that Jonathan Majors is of that same caliber, by the way. I've seen him in a few movies that maybe some of you have not, and believe me, that man has got it. Now, according to Robert Downey Jr., he faced numerous other legal issues in the years that followed, which made some Marvel executives apprehensive to cast him as Tony Stark in 2008's Iron Man. I, however, as I said before, I believed in Robert Downey Jr. I thought that he was going to make a great Tony Stark. Remember, guys, Tony Stark is a troubled, tortured man, you know? And I thought that Robert Downey Jr. also has like a darkness about him, you know? He's got this, he's got demons is what he's got. So I knew that he was going to be able to bring something to Tony Stark that a lot of people wouldn't be able to. So I thought he was going to be a great casting. I thought that about Ben Affleck as well as Batman. He also has inner demons that I thought would work very well for him as Bruce Wayne / Batman. Jonathan Majors goes on to say, I think it's fair that Mr. Downey is being and has been greeted with patience, curiosity, and love, and allowed to work his art and be creative at that level. Majors said about how Downey was afforded a comeback despite his legal troubles. Now, would he want to return to the MCU as Kang? Hell yeah! Hell yeah! I love him. I love Kang, he said. If that's what the fans want, and if that's what Marvel wants, then let's roll. Hell yeah, he says. And of course, I agree with that. I agree. I don't think he should have lost his employment. I don't think he should have lost his job for what happened between him and his ex-girlfriend. I mean, fellas, let's be honest about it. If you've been in a long-term relationship, I'm talking to all my fellas out there, then you know that nothing drives a man crazier in a lot of different ways than a woman. Okay? I will never, ever condone putting your hands on a woman in an abusive manner. However, we know that shit happens, right? This is the reason why I always advise, my dudes out there. You feel like you're about to lose it with your girl. She's getting on your damn nerves. You're tired of her shit and everything. Take a walk, all right? Take a walk. If you feel like you're going to lose it, you're going to lose your temper or whatever, you'd be surprised. Don't say, well, I would never. Believe me, every man has his line. Every man has his limit, okay? If you feel like you're approaching yours, get the freak out. All right, take a walk, go somewhere, because yes, you can choke a chick out. Yes, you can. All right. And being that that is a fact, right? And he didn't actually like torture her or anything like that. He found himself in a bad situation with his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend now. I think that there is room for redemption. You know what I mean? I think there's room to grow. Robert Downey Jr. had a very, very long road of redemption. And remember, guys, he wasn't working for the MCU when he got into the trouble that he got into. That was back in the mid-90s, okay? So by now, he seems to have gotten his shit together. And, people grow, they make mistakes, right? So for Jonathan Majors to be put through what he was put through and to go through what he went through, for him to lose his employment and stuff like that, I wasn't cool with that, guys, But we're talking about Disney here, right? And we're talking about, I think they brought up Ezra Miller. Look, Ezra Miller, as far as I know, hasn't been seen since The Flash. And that was a movie that had to come out because back then they were trying to build the new DCEU off of what was happening in The Flash, right? After that, I don't see him anywhere. Anybody seen Ezra? Yo, Ezra! Ezra! I don't know. Anybody know where Ezra's at? See him in any upcoming projects? I don't think so, right? So it's a very, very harsh business, guys. I would look to, let's say, Johnny Depp, right? Johnny Depp also worked for Disney, and he was unfairly let go based upon the lies that Amber Heard told against him. You know what I mean? It cost him greatly. He's not back where he was before. Of course, he's always going to have the love and adoration of the people, but he lost a lot, man. He went through a lot, and quite frankly, you can see it on his face, man, Johnny. But hopefully he's, getting himself together and getting himself back after all the things that he went through. But the fact of the matter is that, yeah, this type of thing happens, man. Look at Gina Carano, for example. Gina Carano committed no crimes. She didn't hurt anybody. And look at what Disney did to her based on what she said, what she wrote on social media. A lot of people think that she said some terrible things that she never said because they don't have the sense to actually go investigate it themselves. So to this day, they continue to associate her as a terrible person, based on what Disney said, the same Disney that let Jonathan Majors go, the same Disney that let Johnny Depp go, so when you look at what's going on here, you just see it, man. You just see there is a problem with cancel culture altogether. And hopefully he will find his redemption because I do feel he's very, very talented. I don't think he's going to be stopped. If Marvel wanted to hire him back, I wouldn't be surprised by that, but after they put him through, it's rough, man. It's rough, but that's what was said. That's what went on. That's what TMZ put to him. Now, keep in mind, it was TMZ that were asking these questions, all right? It's not like he said, I feel like I was treated unfairly with, in comparison to Robert Downey Jr. That's not what he said. He said he wishes Robert Downey Jr. well. But the media doing what the media does, they made it seem like he's heartbroken and he's insulted and he's offended that Robert Downey Jr. is actually getting this shot. That's actually not what he said, guys. But what do you think? What do you think about Jonathan Majors? Do you think that he was dealt with justly? Do you think it was unfair? Do you think there is a double standard? Do you think that he should be back in the MCU? You can get in the comment section and sound off. Give me your opinion. You guys know that I value that as always. You can like, you can share, you can subscribe. If you want to donate to the channel, there is a super thanks on each and every one of my videos. I greatly appreciate it. And I will catch you on the next one. This is The Gospel According to Mark with a C. Rock on.